Yeah, so I fixed this iPhone 8 Plus from another repair shop that he said he replaced the battery before. The phone works for a day or so. Then the customer bring it back to them that the phone is not charging and is not powering on. So the battery is plugged in. Pushing the power button. The phone is not responding to the power at all. And let's plug it to the charge. And we're gonna watch the amps. So the amps is go between 250 and 300 milliamp. So 0.20 or 0.30 mean 300 milliamp, not 30 milliamp. So yeah, and we don't see no battery symbol. So if we disconnect the battery, the phone's still taking that 300 milliamp. So it's mean that 300 milliamp wasn't going to the battery. So next, so always in this case, we're going to use the external power supply, and we're going to watch what the phone is taking from the power supply on the battery side. So like if we test the battery voltage now, so put the multimeter in DC mode, and if we check the voltage in the battery, is completely zero. So there is something in the board that's draining the battery and make the battery flat in the charge. So there is no power in the battery at all. Could be like there is a short somewhere. So when I plug the phone to the power supply, the phone is taking 1 amp. The phone is not powering on, it's still off, but taking 1 amp, and that's not normal. Here I push the power button, the phone is not responding to the power button, but still taking 800 to 1 amp. So let's check to see if any spot is yeah, something here is getting hot. We're checking the thermal camera, is going to chill out. So if I connect the phone to the external power, and we see a spot here, and that's exactly right here. You can see the temperature is increasing 40 degrees. So 41, so in this spot right here. So we're gonna remove that shell and see what the component is causing the heat to shows over there. And sure, that's what is taking the 1 amp from the power supply or 300 from the charger. The part that's getting hot is somewhere here. So the spot was getting hot is in this area here. And yeah, before I'm gonna remove the shell, I can quick check here to see if the short in this side, not in this side. So I don't have to remove the shell and Sometimes the shells is hard to remove and may cause more problems. Let's go back to the 4 volt. Let's plug in here. So we watch. So that's the area where it's this area here. That's where we have the thermal camera detecting the heat, and we're going to put some alcohol like over there, and I'm going to turn the power supply. You can see that chip. You see how is that chip moving on alcohol? Yeah. So that chip over there is getting very hot. Definitely. Yep. Now let's look what that chip is. Let's go with the ZXW and we go to the iPhone or any board view that you have, and we go to the iPhone 8 Plus. So here, that's where we have this chip here. It's getting hot. So let's see what's in that chip. We have power manager unit to the boost enable, and we have display. So something going to the display, and this one is a VDD main. So there is a VDD main connected over there. Okay, that's the VDD boost as well. So we have VDD main and boost. So this is the processor connector, power manager boost enable, and yeah, something else here. So but what I want is the VDD boost and the VDD main. So these two, let's check which one is has a short. So to VDD boost, yeah, there is a short. So these caps here, that's the VDD boost, and here we have a short. Here we have VDD main. So the VDD main is not short, but the VDD boost is shorted. So before we go ahead and remove this chip, could be it's not the chip, could be something else. So we're going to inject some voltage here, and we're going to see where on the board is getting hot, and we're going to use the thermal camera. So you can see this component here. The one is red, that's connected to the VDD boost and connected to the ground. Could be any of them. Could be this chip itself because it has the ground side. Could be this chip, it has one here and ground here. This chip, it has here and there is a ground. Could be in this big power manager IC, or one of these capacitors because they are connected to the ground. So the VDD boost, it has too many places, but let's check with the thermal camera and we see what other component is getting hot when we injected the voltage to the VDD boost. I'm going to inject the voltage to this side. Something in this side is getting hot. So the thermal camera shows something in this area here that's getting hot. And when I inject the voltage to the VDD boost, that chip is not getting hot anymore. So something else beside that chip. Let's do it in the microscope with alcohol and we see exactly where is the part that's getting hot. So for the checking on the VDD main or on VDD boost, you can use up to the 4 volt, but something around 2 volt, 3 volt is good to check. Connect the ground to any metal piece. Okay, the ground is connected because when I check here in the ground, like here, when I touch anything here in the ground, I can see the power supplies go up. So I'm going to inject the voltage to one of these capacitors and we're going to watch this area here. So go on the microscope. So we're going to inject the voltage to one of these caps here, to one of these caps here, and we're going to check over there around this area which is getting hot, because that's what the thermal imaging camera is doing. So somewhere here. So let's inject some voltage here. You see the alcohol moving over there? That's the capacitor. Good. So this capacitor here, this one right here, you can see it has one side is connected to the VDD boost. That's the capacitor is getting hot. So we're going to remove that capacitor and hopefully it's going to fix the problem. The power, the board and the power supply. So it's taking 0 amp. That's good. This means there is no short. So the phone is responding to the power button. You can see the amps is go up. 200 milliamp, 30, 300 milliamp. And you can see the Apple logo over there. So the phone is turning on now. And so let's plug it to the, we use the, plug the battery and we plug it to the charge. We can see the battery symbol over there and the phone powering on. So this phone is just telling us like is not the component that's getting hot, that's the component is causing the surge. Yeah, the touch screen works, and that's all for this phone. So thank you for watching, and see you again.